Are we live? I think we're live, folks. But nevertheless, I'm the best. Welcome to another episode of Just My Opinion podcast. How you living? I'm living swell. I'm gonna do some back-to-back live streams because I have to make up for. I definitely have to do a recap on Tasha K versus Cardi B. And as well as this, I have to conclude on as the world turns, or as the Activision, Microsoft purchasing Activision and Blizzard Entertainment. That was a massive, massive announcement. And in my opinion, it shifted the gaming community. I don't think it's the end all and be all. A lot of people feel like this move really means that Microsoft controls the gaming industry. And I've said this in several videos and live streams. No one entity can control the gaming industry. The gaming industry is too massive, folks. Way too massive for one entity to control it. You can get a piece of it, you can get a slice of it, but you're never going to ensure that you're going to get total control of the gaming industry. It just doesn't work that way. I don't care if you're Microsoft with your $1 trillion. I don't care if you're Sony with your connections and your ties with a lot of publishers and a lot of studio, a lot of media conglomerates. I don't care if you're Nintendo. You have your own first party titles. I don't care. And your tradition with the Japanese culture. None of that really truly matters at the end of the day. And I apologize for all of these tweets that's showing up on my phone right about now. But let's get into it. So, Microsoft a couple of days ago acquired Activision Blizzard Entertainment. And now they own several IPs: Diablo, Candy Crush, as well as the biggest name from this purchase, which is the Call of Duty franchise. You had a lot of Sony fanboys crying about this move. You had a lot of Microsoft fanboys dancing in the street, dancing drunk in the street. We won. I don't know what they won. I don't know why PlayStation fanboys are salty, but let's get into it. This article comes straight from the Wall Street Journal. I feel like those are that was the same publication that was first on board on letting us know that Microsoft acquired Activision and Blizzard Entertainment. And they released a statement. I mean, they coming out with an article because Sony responded. And Sony, and I'm paraphrasing, Sony basically said that the Call of Duty franchise will continue to be on PlayStation consoles because they expect Microsoft to abide by the contract. Now, what contract they referring to? And I feel like they're referring to, Activision has a contract in place for Sony to have their game on PlayStation consoles. They get the DLCs first before console-wise, before Nintendo or before Microsoft. So that contract is already set in stone. They can't buy their way out of that contract. And I don't think Microsoft wants to buy themselves out of that contract because at the end of the day, money is money. It really doesn't matter where the money's coming from. Money is money. If you're getting money off Doesn't really matter if you're getting money off of Game Pass, if you're getting money off of Sony, if you're getting money off of PC. I feel like Microsoft is going in a different direction than Nintendo and Sony. I think Nintendo and Sony is sticking to their traditional route, the traditional route. And I've said this in several videos. I've said this in live streams. And I don't know why people get this confused, but Microsoft is now in the business of selling a service. And Sony and Nintendo is in the business of selling a system. That's the bottom line, folks. This is apples and oranges. Microsoft don't think Sony and Nintendo is their competition. They don't. They don't care what Sony and Nintendo do. They didn't make these moves to counteroffer or overtake or dethrone what Nintendo's doing and what Sony's doing. Microsoft's saying, more power to you guys. We tried that game with you guys, and we keep getting our heads kicked in trying to play that game with you guys. You guys have been in that realm for a long period of time. You have a lot of relationships with a lot of publishers, a lot of studios, a lot of media personalities. You have connections. We tried to come in with the OG Xbox. No one wasn't really feeling that one. Then we rolled out with the Xbox 360. We got some love. We got some traction. Then we came out with the Xbox One X, and we fell flat on our face. And ever since then, we're trying to play catch up. Microsoft says we're done trying to sell systems, because at the end of the day, when you're talking about selling systems, I'm talking about only selling systems. Nintendo and Sony got that. And Microsoft has experimented very numerous ways how to counteroffer what Nintendo and Sony is doing, and it's not working. They're saying we're tired of placating to these games, to the games that you guys are playing in the gaming community. We want to blaze our own trail. We're no longer in the system selling business. We're in the service selling business. Their competition is Netflix. A lot of people are going to say, whoa, they're going to say, Paul, what are you talking about? Their competition is the Netflix, the Hulus, the Disney Plus, all those streaming services, Apple Music. That's their competition. Because at the end of the day, folks, you got to look at this. You have to look at the consumer base. You have to look at your consumer. Game Pass is competing with those streaming services. No one has the time nor the money to purchase everything. Netflix, Hulu, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus. No one has that type of money. Apple Music, Spotify, if you want to do paid for Spotify, but I don't, go that route. But no one has that type of money to continue purchasing AMC Plus, continue purchasing those streaming services. At the end of the day, you have to pick and choose the ones you like, the ones you want to continue to have them take the money from your debit card or your credit card or whatever the case may be. That's who Game Pass is competing with. That's their new competition. I wouldn't necessarily call it new competition, but that's their competition. They're in selling a service. Nintendo and Sony is into selling a system. And that's been my bread and butter premise for so long. All right. Now, Sony released a statement talking about at the end of the day, they feel like Microsoft is going to abide by the contract that they signed. I feel like they signed this contract with Activision 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think it's a 10-year deal. I'm not 100% sure, but they are. I don't think it's a 10-year deal. Let me fall back on that. I think it's a shorter deal than 10, but that the length of the contract really doesn't matter. What matters is Sony knows that they're going to have the Call of Duty franchise. As of right now, this is a guarantee. They're going to have Call of Duty this year. They're going to continue having the old Cold War and all the other Call of Duties for this year and for next year. And I feel like the time this deal is finalized and done, before they finalize the contract, they read through the contract, they put their John Henrys on it, and it's finalized that Microsoft do own, which they do own it. Let's not get it twisted and confused. When all that's said and done, and I don't know even how long, even after 2023, the Sony has, because I remember Sony signed a contract with Activision to ensure that the Call of Duty franchise is going to remain on PlayStation, and they're going to get the content and the DLC and things of that nature. I don't know how long that contract is. I guess I should have Googled that. But I feel like none of that stuff really matters. I know a lot of people, a lot of Microsoft fans feel like, well, this is a no-brainer that the Call of Duty franchise is going to be exclusively for Xbox and PC. Just look at the other acquisitions and the other announcements that Microsoft has said. Starfield, the Bethesda purchase, those IPs are going to be exclusively for Game Pass, for Xbox players and PC players. And people are saying, well, if they did that for those IPs, then it makes logical sense that they're going to do this for Call of Duty. I will state this. I feel like the Call of Duty franchise is bigger than any one IP that Bethesda ever created in their whole lifetime. And I also want to say that the Call of Duty franchise has made more money than anything Bethesda put out. I can also state this for the record, that the Call of Duty franchise is a system seller. Soon to have the throne of being a service seller. And I always said this in numerous videos. I didn't understand why Activision and Blizzard Entertainment didn't just package all of those Call of Duty games and have their own streaming service. I don't know if they had the wherewithal of doing that, or it's because of the recent news and the recent accusations about the mistreatment in their studios against females, and the bully tactics and things of that nature. And Bobby seemed to either allow this behavior to exist, or, was just not aware of it. But it really doesn't matter. It falls on his on his head. And I don't understand why Activision and Blizzard didn't have their own streaming service. So that's the point I was trying to make. But nevertheless, the Call of Duty franchise is more popular, more successful, have made more massive money than anything Bethesda has ever done. Point blank, period. Now, What I'm about to say, a lot of people are going to disagree, and that's fine. I can go this length. Activision Call of Duty has made more money than Game Pass. Activision Call of Duty franchise has more returning players, have players continue to play the Call of Duty franchise, more players than subscribers of Game Pass. Microsoft purchased Activision and Blizzard Entertainment for $70 billion. Not 7 billion, not 1 billion, not $100 million. 70 billion. And Microsoft, not Microsoft Gaming. A lot of people think Microsoft and Microsoft Gaming goes hand in hand. Okay? No. Microsoft, just Microsoft, after acquiring a deal like that, and $70 billion is not a drop in a bucket. I don't care if yes, Microsoft has $1 trillion. It's the second massive company that makes $1 trillion. You know who's above that? Apple. But people like money. People just don't waste money to waste money. People don't buy off stuff to prove a point that the console war is theirs. That Microsoft is not into that. Microsoft, Phil Spencer has always released statements telling a lot of people who indulge in console wars that don't mean nothing to them. All right. I don't understand why people feel like this deal exercised the point that Microsoft is winning the console war. Because Microsoft is not in the console war. Microsoft is not into selling systems. They are into selling a service. But back to my original point in my original argument, $70 billion is nothing to sneeze at. And I feel like Microsoft is going to do this. They're playing their cards to the chest. They want people to honestly think that there is a strong possibility that the Call of Duty franchise is going to be only exclusive on Game Pass. The only way you're going to be able to play Call of Duty is on Game Pass. So they want people to think that, and they want people to be impatient consumers. You're going to have consumers that are going to be impatient. They're not going to wait until the concrete is solid. It's wet right now. The concrete is wet. Okay. You don't walk on wet concrete. You walk on dry concrete. The concrete is wet right now. So they want people. So Microsoft is playing to this appearance, the possibility of Call of Duty only being exclusive to Game Pass. They haven't said that. The Xbox fanboys are saying that. The people that make content for Twitch and YouTube, social media, they're saying that. You got the IGMs possibly exploring and saying that as well. You got the members of the media making articles about the possibility that this is going to be exclusive to Game Pass, and Sony fanboys should just say bye-bye. They're no longer going to play Call of Duty no more. And Microsoft is keeping their cards to the chest because they know a bunch of impatient shoppers, impatient buyers, impatient gamers are going to move heaven and hell to be able to continue to play Call of Duty. So you're going to have people, you're going to have transplant Xbox players who already switch to PlayStation switch back to Xbox. The same people that were so impatient about Xbox when everyone was spewing this, Xbox has no games, Xbox has no games, Xbox has no games. People were getting scared of that, and they moved heaven and hell to PlayStation because they felt like PlayStation was going to have the games, right? That was the narrative, right? Well, the new narrative is the possibility of Call of Duty no longer being on a PlayStation. So you're going to have people moving heaven to hell to go back to Xbox. You're going to have those transplant Xbox gamers going back to Xbox. You're going to have PlayStation gamers who love Call of Duty being patient, walking on wet concrete. The concrete has not been formed. The concrete has not been dried. They didn't pull the caution tape around the concrete. People are just walking through wet concrete right now. You're going to have those individuals saying, well, I love Call of Duty. That's the only game I play. So I'm willing to move heaven and hell to continue playing Call of Duty. If it means I have to get an Xbox, I'm going to get an Xbox. You're going to see a spike in Xbox One X sales, a spike from this announcement, because you're going to have a lot of impatient shoppers, consumers, and gamers running on wet concrete. And it's going to send a false narrative about, well, see, look, Xbox Series X is a popular console. Look, they won they won the week of such and such. They won the month of such and such. 1 month, 2 weeks. That's the narrative. That's the argument. What you're going to hear later on this month. Look, you guys are easy to predict because you do the same things. You constantly do the same things. You're going to have a flurry of people being scared, being paranoid that they're no longer going to play their beloved Call of Duty on PlayStation, on Nintendo Switch. You're going to have these people move heaven and hell to go back to Xbox Series X, which normal game, like the average gamer, they have both consoles anyway. I have both consoles. This decision doesn't really affect me either or. I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. Like I said in the last live stream, I played the first Call of Duty I have played in a long time was Call of Duty Cold War. I thought it was okay. A lot of people didn't enjoy it. And then I bought Call of Duty Vanguard because I was very impressed with some of the things that you was able to do in Cold War. I bought Vanguard, and Vanguard is a hot mess. It's complete garbage, and I forgot that Activision has 2 publishers making this game so that you can constantly get Call of Duty every single year. I forgot that. I forgot about that. My bad. Okay. And I was not too happy with Vanguard. And I played it, and I deleted the game. After playing it for a month, I deleted the game. Okay. And a lot of people are not happy with Vanguard. A lot of people are not happy with a Cold War. But those are the games that are sold the most and played the most. Even on a bad year for Vanguard, and the sales they drew for that bad year of Vanguard, they still beating games that are critically acclaimed, that are nominated, that a lot of people approve of, a lot of review content providers are approving of, a lot of people are playing. But still, at the end of the day, even on a bad year for Vanguard still making the most money, and they still haven't lost their player count. People are still playing this game at an alarming rate. And that's why I told you guys on the initial live stream, at the end of the day, I feel like the people that's pushing the narrative that Call of Duty is going to be on Game Pass and it's going to be exclusive to Xbox. And then you have on the other side of the fence, people saying that, well, Call of Duty makes so much money. I just don't see Microsoft just only pulling it, losing that money just to put it on Game Pass and abandoning PlayStation players, which there are 100+ million PlayStation 4s out there, and people are still playing on the PlayStation 4. And then you got maybe I don't know, last I count was like 30, what was it? Well, like 20, let's just say 20+ million people that's playing on the PlayStation 5. So you're going to abandon that community, that large community that still buy Call of Duty at $70, that still buy the DLC, the season packages, that still buy the DLC, that stuff makes a lot of money for Activision and Blizzard Entertainment. And I'll take it a step further. When you combine the sales of Vanguard, just the franchise alone, when you combine the sales of Call of Duty games that have been sold, both streaming and disc, digital and disc, season pass, DLCs, Call of Duty coins, that is selling more than what Game Pass is selling. And Game Pass has, I feel like Game Pass has over 1,000 games. So that one franchise that sells a multitude of Call of Duty games, season pass, DLCs, Call of Duty points or Call of Duty coins, whatever you call it, sells more than Game Pass, has more subscribers, if you want to call them subscribers, than Game Pass. I said earlier, Microsoft is not in the business of selling systems. So for all those out there that think that Sony and Nintendo is their competition, stop dreaming. That's not Microsoft's competition. Microsoft don't care what Sony and Nintendo do. What Microsoft cares about is the streaming service. People that have that have a streaming service, such as Netflix, Hulu, Apple Music, AMC Plus, YouTube TV, ESPN Plus, AMC, NBC, Paramount Plus. Consumers do not have the resources or the money to subscribe to all of these streaming services. They're going to have to pick and choose the ones they like versus the ones that they're going to either pass or don't like. And that's Microsoft's competition. I feel like what Microsoft is going to do with the Call of Duty franchise, it will continue and remain a game that other consoles will still be able to purchase, because the Nintendo crowd, the Sony crowd, they are willing to buy Call of Duty $70 a pop. They are willing to buy the season pass. They are willing to buy the DLCs. They're willing to continue to play this game. And Microsoft is going to make they're going to make money. They're going to make tons of money by doing that. They will make more money continuing it access to the consoles versus just making it exclusive for Xbox players and for PC players. Remember now, Phil Spencer, and I know a lot of people say that ain't what Phil Spencer really meant, but what Phil Spencer, and I'm paraphrasing, Phil Spencer said, quote, he wanted to tap into the billion gamers. I know a lot of people say, well, when he means that, what he actually means. No, Phil Spencer wants all gamers, not just the gamers that they're picking and choosing from. He wants the mobile gamers. He wants the PC gamers. He wants the tablet gamers. He wants the console gamers. He wants the gamers that are on Microsoft platforms. He wants all gamers. He's not excluding nobody. Because at the end of the day, Phil Spencer has a boss. And he's over there at Microsoft, not Microsoft Gaming, Microsoft. And they expect a return in all of these acquisitions, all of these moves, all of the positioning, all of the little loss that they crashed and burned on a lot of stuff. The head folks at Microsoft, they want to see a return on this. This is an investment to them. They're not doing this for cool points. They're not doing this to please fanboys. They're doing this to make money. You don't make $1 trillion by being a fanboy. You don't get to $1 trillion by excluding something from everyone else. And like I said, Apple is more of Microsoft's competition. Netflix is more of Microsoft's competition. You don't make these moves to please the Xbox fanboys, because that doesn't make you money. You don't do these things to please PC gamers. That doesn't move the needle or make you money. Normally, when corporations, $1 trillion corporations, when they make moves like this, they expect an immediate return. So you guys can timestamp this. You guys can hold me to the fire on this. When it's all said and done, and I feel like you're gonna hear an announcement a little bit later. I don't know if you're gonna hear an announcement on E3. I don't know when you're gonna hear this announcement, but you're going to hear Microsoft or Phil Spencer or both of them say that as far as the contract obligations, you're going to hear something in the immediate future about their contract obligations, just like Deathloop. Remember, just like Deathloop, Microsoft owns Deathloop, but Microsoft also said we have a contract Bethesda had a contract obligation with Sony, and we're going to honor that contract obligation. It's not the fact that they're honoring it. They know that if they don't, they can go to court. And Microsoft doesn't make stupid moves like that. That's making them money at the end of the day, folks. Deathloop is exclusively for Sony, a time exclusive, I believe. And Microsoft is making money off that deal, folks. Microsoft don't really give a damn if PlayStation has a time exclusive for Deathloop, because they know at the end of the day, once that contract is up, they're going to honor that contract, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to put Deathloop on Game Pass. There's just going to be one more thing that they can put on Game Pass. They don't care. They're going to make their money both ways. They're going to make their money from Sony. They're going to make their money from Nintendo. They're going to make their money from Microsoft gamers. They're going to make their money from PC. They're going to make their money from mobile. They're going to make their money from tablets. They're going to make their money. They don't care about your alliances. They don't care if you've been an Xbox fanboy since 2000. They don't care about that. They don't care if your preferred console is a PlayStation. They don't care. They don't care if you are a PC elitist. They don't care. They don't care if you game mobilely. They don't care about personal agendas, because being personal doesn't get you the biggest ring, which is making $1 trillion. So I feel like, yes, you're going to hear something in the near future, and Microsoft's going to release a statement. We're going to honor our contract as far as PlayStation being on the PlayStation, being on PlayStation. They're going to honor that contract. And then they're not going to talk about it now. You may not even hear about it in 2023. But then when they officially own lock, stock, and barrel Activision Blizzard Entertainment, and they get to call the shots there, they're going to keep Call of Duty on consoles because of how much money they can generate by by keeping Call of Duty games, season pass, DLCs, because you have a large fan base that's continuing to support this game. And you're making more money doing it that way than excluding it only on Game Pass and people that have Xboxes and PCs. They get to reap the rewards of this. No, they're going to play both sides of the fence. They're going to continue for Nintendo Switch owners and PlayStation owners to, if they want to still pay $70 for this game, go right ahead. But if you are a PC elitist, if you have an Xbox, if you have a mobile phone, all you have to do is just subscribe to Game Pass, and you can get this game absolutely free for the low price, low price of, as of right now, I think Game Pass is like $8 a month. It would not surprise me in 2023 or 2024, Xbox will increase the price. And I'm thinking maybe people say, okay, now we got a lot of content here where people cannot deny. They can't make excuses of, well, I don't really want Game Pass because they don't have X, Y, and Z. Well, then now they have X. They may not have Y and Z, but they have X. Okay. And now people are going to have to buy Game Pass. Remember, Xbox Live is no longer an option. You have to get Game Pass if you want to continue to play with your friends and to play online. So, that's intriguing. That's a good package. But would not surprise me if Game Pass goes up. And let's back this straight up. It would not surprise me if Call of Duty still remains available on the other platforms that y'all allude to as the competition of Microsoft. And Microsoft is looking at it going like, we don't think of those guys as competition. We're blazing our own trail, okay? So, yeah, I feel like, I don't know when they're going to make this announcement, but I do feel like Microsoft or Phil Spencer is going to say, look, they're going to wait a while because they know there's a whole lot of impatient buyers out there, impatient customers that don't want to see the other foot drop, the other shoe drop, and they're going to rush to judgment. They're going to run on that wet concrete. Even though there's caution signs all over the place, they're still going to run past that wet concrete. They're going to run right through that wet concrete. They're going to move heaven and hell because they think that their beloved title they no longer going to play their beloved title on PlayStation. You've seen on PlayStation consoles, you have seen people on social media, on Twitter, that's saying, well, that does it. I'm selling my PlayStation 5, which means it's going to be a point where the availability of PlayStation 5 consoles, people that's been wanting a PlayStation 5 console, now they're going to get the opportunity to get a PlayStation 5 console. Because you're going to have a lot of people, transplant Xbox gamers, that move heaven and hell to get a PlayStation 5. Now they're going to move heaven and hell to get an Xbox Series X. Okay? So, I feel like this is going to be the initial game plan for Microsoft. Not Microsoft Gaming. Maybe there'll be a few people, a few executives at Microsoft Gaming that don't want to move this way. But I feel like Phil Spencer and Microsoft is going to say, we can get the best of both worlds. if there's people out there that's willing to pay $70 for a game that could be free on Game Pass, and they're willing to buy the season pass, which probably going to be free on Game Pass, and or make a discount for Game Pass. You mean to tell me people are willing to do that when they can just get Game Pass? If people want to do that, go right ahead. Let them do that. But we're also going to still have it on Game Pass for people that have PCs and Xbox consoles. You can just buy this game for free. You don't have to pay Sony or Nintendo a yearly fee to play their game, to play games online. You don't have to buy the games, then have to turn around, buy the game for $70, then turn around and buy the season pass and all the cosmetics and things of that nature. If people want to continue to do that and waste their money, go right ahead. But there's another viable option that's more cheaper that fits your budget. Won't you just buy Game Pass and you can get the game for free? Well, you'll pay a service fee, and I think Game Pass is like $8 a month, right? It's $8 a month, I believe. But I feel like when this deal is final, and they're gonna do more deals, I feel like Microsoft, this is only the tip of the mountain. Microsoft is going to own some other IPs or corporations to build a portfolio of Game Pass, because you have to have content. All right, to make Game Pass interesting enough for people to continue to support and buy Game Pass. So there you have it. I feel like at the end of the day, this is ultimately going to be a situation where Microsoft is going to make tons of money off people that don't have Game Pass, and Microsoft is going to make a ton of money for people who do have Game Pass. And that $70 billion, they're going to see an instant return on spending $70 billion. $70 billion. And I said in my live stream, I felt like the Bethesda deal, they overpaid for Bethesda. And I feel like the reason why they overpaid for Bethesda, they felt like someone else was going to come in and buy Bethesda. And I felt like they was the only ones in the room bidding for Bethesda. A lot of those IPs that Bethesda make, they're not as the same as they were 10 years ago. Yeah, those were difference makers 10 years ago, but they're not difference makers now. And with this Activision purchase, they had to make an offer to Activision and Blizzard Entertainment where they could not refuse. And on top of that, they're getting bad press. And you having people talking about not buying the Call of Duty, which a lot of people bought Vanguard. So when they was going to ban Call of Duty games, or were they going to wait until the next installment of Call of Duty to get on their high horse and say, well, I'm no longer playing Call of Duty because of the mistreatment of the people in the studio? That's not fair. I'm with them. Well, let's I'm trying to think of what everybody used to do. Cancel culture. Let's cancel culture, Activision and Blizzard Entertainment, even though Vanguard is the second biggest selling game, and I think it's the second most played game. So how that work out for those handful of people that were cancel culturing Activision and Blizzard Entertainment? But I felt like they made an offer to Blizzard, Activision, and Blizzard Entertainment where they could not refuse. $70 billion is a lot of money, folks. Now, a lot of people are not talking about this. I feel like Sony already knew months ago that this was going to be a possibility. I wouldn't say months ago. I feel like they knew quite some time now. And at this moment, even though we haven't seen anything, they did hire a couple of developers from the Call of Duty franchise to make a game for PlayStation. And I feel like Sony has already got an exit strategy for just in case Microsoft probably will make this exclusive. Now, we done talked about earlier why I feel like this is not going to be exclusively for Game Pass players or PC players. I feel like the the Call of Duty franchise is a is a service seller. It's its own service. You can literally make a Call of Duty Plus, and it will rival. Can I say rival? What PlayStation Now is doing, what Game Pass is doing, what Steam is doing. Which I kept saying, even in videos, I don't understand why Activision and Blizzard Entertainment didn't say to themselves, you know what? Why don't we just have our own streaming service, import all our Call of Duty games, have our own streaming service. We'll make tons of money because there is a demand out there for our game, and we'll have it on every console, every device, and we can make tons of money that way. You know, I'm pretty sure this was mentioned in the room. These guys, they don't make all this money to not think of ideas like that. And I feel like the reason why Activision didn't even go that far with it is probably because of the pushback that a lot of people. Because remember now, Activision is on the same level as an EA. Everyone thinks Activision and EA are the devil. You know, anybody that sells a ton of games and makes tons and tons and tons of money, we call them the devil. We call them the evil, greedy corporation. Okay, that's what we call them, right? I feel like the Angry Joes and people like that uh, always have this fake narrative of, you know, EA is the evil, greedy corporation. Activision is the evil, greedy corporation. You know, we label that for corporations that are very successful. I think that's kind of weird, but you know, that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're talking about. So, uh, Activision. But PlayStation. Moving forward, I feel like PlayStation has a plan B. I feel like they have games on the horizon that they have not talked about yet. That's going to be rival or to go alongside Call of Duty games if they can. You know, as of right now, I feel like the Call of Duty games are going to continue to be on PlayStation 5 this year, next year, the year after that, and also the year after that. So you got like a good 3 or 4 years that I can say without a shadow of a doubt for 4 years, Call of Duty is going to be on PlayStation. Okay, well, 3 years, Call of Duty is going to be on PlayStation because of their contract. They're going to abide by the contract. Now, anything after that is a guesstimation. Everybody's guessing. And my guess after that is they're going to make it available not only on Game Pass, where you can just pay an $8 subscription fee and you can play Call of Duty for free. They're going to have it that way. And as well as people that don't have the ability, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 don't have the ability to utilize it that way. They will have to, if they want to continue to play Call of Duty, they have to pay $70 a pop and you know, buy the season pass and the DLCs and the Call of Duty points and things of that nature. And you know, I feel like Microsoft is going to make money and they're going to see an instant return on their $70 billion. Now, I also said that for Bethesda. I said that about Bethesda. Because, and the reason why I said that about Bethesda, when you look at that deal, I just thought Microsoft paid way too much for that deal. I think they were bidding with themselves, among themselves. I don't know. Maybe Microsoft felt like there was someone else in the room that was also bidding for Bethesda. But you have to look at who could possibly bought Bethesda. Sony could have possibly bought Bethesda, but at the end of the day, I don't think Sony was willing to drop $7 billion for Bethesda. I think what was it, $7 or $9 billion? Okay, I forgot. And maybe they thought that AT&T was going to buy Bethesda. AT&T is, you know, they're getting rid of a lot of things that they bought in the past. Um, when they was trying to when they were dabbling into the gaming sphere. Maybe they thought, and I forgot that console, Expedia. Oh my God, I forgot. It started with an S. It was a streaming console everyone was talking about. Maybe they thought that they was going to buy Bethesda, but they don't have the money. I mean, they have the money, but that would have bankrupted them. But nevertheless, I felt like Microsoft overpaid to get Bethesda. They could have gotten Bethesda for cheap, but I still said that was a good move. It was a good move. I wasn't on the same. I wasn't on the same page like the rest of these guys out here that's overhyped that said it was monumental. It was that sunk the PlayStation Battleship. No, because at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of Bethesda games were that hot. And the majority of Bethesda games were not system sellers. I do feel like Call of Duty is a system seller. Okay, I feel like this is a big and important move. I really do feel it. I feel that way about it. But I feel like what Microsoft is going to do, and it may not be on par with what Xbox gamers want them to do, or it may be some people in Microsoft gaming that probably don't want them to do this. But I feel like just Call of Duty alone is a service seller, and yes, we can get more subscriptions for Game Pass, knowing that Call of Duty is going to be on Game Pass, but at the same time, we can make the same or more money, and I feel like they're going to make more money. They're definitely going to make more money if you allow this game to be available for Nintendo and PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 owners, because they are willing to buy the game at $70 or digitally and the season pass. They're willing to spend that and the camos and all that crap. Okay, so you'll be a fool to not. I wouldn't say be a fool. Let me rephrase that. You wouldn't. I feel like you have to bring that into the discussion. You have to back it up with stats. And I feel like the Call of Duty franchise has made more money than Game Pass. I honestly feel that way. And I feel like they're going to play both sides of the fence. They're going to have it on Game Pass, and they're also going to have it available the traditional way. And they're going to make tons of money. Okay? And that's what Microsoft is looking at. Maybe Phil Spencer is looking at this. Maybe there may be a few people in Microsoft Gaming that may not feel this way, but the majority of people at Microsoft Gaming is going to feel this way as well. When you think about business, it's not personal. They don't care about fanboys. They don't care about being a fan. All they care about is people buying their products. That's all they care about. Okay, consumers. Because at the end of the day, you guys are gamers. Who is high Sony for life? But anyway, you guys align yourselves as gamers, but these corporations, the Sonys, the Nintendos, the Microsofts, the PCs, the smartphones, and they are considered consumers. So why would you cut your nose to spite your face if you're making this decision as a fanboy? A lot of you guys are fanboys. Y'all look at this as being a fan of something. And I'm telling you, these corporations look at things differently than a fanboy. They look at having their product available everywhere and people buying and gravitating to their product. And like I said earlier, Microsoft is in the business of selling a service. Nintendo and Sony is in the business of selling a system. And that's apples to oranges. What Nintendo and Sony is doing, Microsoft is not doing it. They don't care about that stuff. Their competition is Apple Plus. Microsoft competition is Apple Plus. Microsoft competition is Netflix. Microsoft competition is Disney Plus. Their competition is the streaming service market, not the system selling market. I don't understand why people don't think this way, but it's whatever. And I feel like Microsoft, you're gonna hear about this maybe in 2023, but as far as what the article said about them abiding to the contract, Microsoft is gonna say that a little bit later on. Say, hey, look, we're gonna abide to the contract that was drew up for Sony and Activision. Okay, we're short term, we're gonna abide by that contract, but long term, we may do something different. And I feel like long term, when it's all said and done, when the concrete dries up, when they remove the caution signs around the concrete, and sensible people, logical people, will just utilize that sidewalk instead of the rest of you guys. You guys ran through that wet concrete, making rush decisions. Sensible people like myself will be able to walk through that concrete, and then it's going to come out that Microsoft, maybe not Microsoft Gaming, but Microsoft is going to look at this and say, hey, we spent $70 billion on an acquisition, and we expect an immediate return. And if people are willing to buy Call of Duty at $70 a pop, buy the season pass, buy the DLCs, if they're willing to do that, that's good for them. God bless them. But if they want to be sensible about it, why don't they just get Game Pass and spend $7 or $8 a month on it, and you can get Call of Duty as well as tons of other games? But if you want to buy it that way, go right ahead. No skin off my nose. I'm still making my money hand over fist. And I feel like Microsoft is going to play both sides of the fence, and they're going to utilize Game Pass, and they're going to utilize people that don't want to, that can't either. Their console is not going to allow them to get it off of Game Pass. Well, just buy the game $70. So that's how I feel. Now, like I said, y'all can timestamp this. Y'all can say, oh, I was wrong, but we're all guesstimating, right? No one officially knows what Microsoft is doing. And I love it how people on Twitter, social media, people making videos on YouTube, they talk about how, oh, it makes perfect logical sense to keep it on Game Pass and exclusively away from Microsoft and Nintendo. And then you have other people that are PlayStation fans go, well, it makes perfect logical sense to just continue to just, if people want to buy the game, won't they just let them buy the game? Okay. I don't understand why you can't have the best of both worlds. I can't understand why it can't be on Game Pass. That consumer base will be happy and pleased. But if people don't want to purchase Game Pass or are unable to utilize Game Pass, you can get it the traditional route, which is buy the game from GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, Target. Just buy the game that way, and just buy the season pass. Which that's another thing I didn't think about. Let's just say hypothetically, this is a Game Pass exclusive. Now, when you got that really not only affects Sony, but it also affects Best Buy, it affects Walmart, it affects Target, it affects GameStop, it affects so many other outlets that sell this game on different platforms. Now you can believe whatever you want to believe, but uh, Call of Duty sold more on PlayStation than it did on Xbox, meaning more money for those other outlets. Now they don't care what they don't care. They don't give a damn if they sell Call of Duty the Xbox version or Call of Duty Nintendo Switch version or Call of Duty the PlayStation version. They don't really give a damn about that stuff. But that's going to cut them out as well, because now you're saying, okay, it's only exclusive on Game Pass, therefore I don't need to buy the disc. I can just buy Game Pass and be done with it, right? I don't have to go to Game Pass. I don't have to go to GameStop. I don't have to go to Best Buy. I don't have to go to Target. I don't have to go to Walmart. I don't have to go to none of those outlets. I can just get it from Game Pass, right? And that's another argument. So that's another layer. I feel like Microsoft is making a decision. I feel like Microsoft ultimately is going to say, why are we missing the opportunity to make so much more money from this acquisition when we can get the best of both worlds? We can have it on Game Pass, and people that are unable to use Game Pass or don't want to use Game Pass, and they just only want Call of Duty, we'll have an opportunity for them to buy it that way as well. You have to think business logic. This is not a game. Gamers, you guys have your own weird logic about things, particularly in gaming. And when you're looking at it as business, business logic says we want everyone to experience this game because this is a system selling game. This could possibly be a service selling game, and we're making money digitally and disc. You have to incorporate all the ways you do business. Just think of it. Just think of the NFL. What if the NFL says, "Well, we're just going to have all NFL games on NFL Network, and we're going to no longer have them on ESPN, on Fox Sports, NBC, CBS." Let's just say NBC. Let's say NFL does that. Well, the NFL will be cutting their nose to spite their face because they're making more money packaging, having different packages of different amounts of games, AFC, NFC, divisional. Uh, you know, they're packaging their package and they're breaking the packages down, and people are willing to spend, or networks are willing to spend so much money to have the NFL on their network. So think of it that way. The NFL, they don't care about fanboy stuff. Let's just say hypothetically, NFL fans prefer to have NFL games on CBS. You think the NFL is going to say, well, we're going to placate to the fans. If they want all the games on CBS, we'll just put them on CBS. No, that's not how you do business. You do business to please the whole audience, not a quarter of the audience, not half of the audience, the whole audience. And that's why the NFL is a juggernaut. It's they're making money hand over fist, folks. And that's how they make their money, by doing deals such as this to make sure the NFL is available everywhere. Not only in a few places, but available everywhere. That's how it works, folks. All right. That's business 101. You want to make your product available everywhere, because the more people, the more you make it more available, the more people will have the possibility of buying your product, and the quicker you're going to make your return. Okay. All of the money the NFL making, this is just extra money. They done made their money. This is just simple extra money. This is just playing in the bathtub money. This is play money right now. They haven't even spent the old money. They haven't even spent their old money that they made so far. This is just placate. This is just play money to the NFL. And I feel like with this deal and this announcement, Microsoft is going to be they're going to make more money than Apple with this deal. If they do it the way I believe they're going to do it, they won't be the second $1 trillion company. They'll be heads and above shoulders above Apple. Apple makes more money than Microsoft. Keep that in your head, folks. Apple makes more money than Microsoft. And there's a lot of Apple products that's available for Android phones. Because remember now, Apple was trying to play that same game too. Well, the only way you're going to experience a lot of Apple products, you're going to have to buy an Apple phone. That's the only way you're going to be able to enjoy these products. Then Apple said, they came to their senses and they said, hey, yo, wait a minute. What are we doing here? If there's a huge demand for Apple products on Android phones, let's just make them available for Android phones. Because there's a lot of people that have Android, that love Android phones, but they love Apple Music. They love to watch their movies and television shows on Apple Plus. Okay? And that's and I feel like that's what Microsoft is going to do. Now, at the end of the day, Microsoft, at the end of the day, Microsoft doesn't care what you think, what I think, what the Xbox community thinks, what the PlayStation fanboys think, what Nintendo fanboys think, what social media thinks. They don't give a damn about none of our individual preferences. Okay, they're going to make a decision based on how much money that decision is going to make, how much we're going to see on our return. Because $70 billion is not a chicken feed, folks. $70 billion. Think about that for a second. $70 billion is not nothing to sneeze about. It's not like, oh, we got so much money, we'll throw that money away just to make it an exclusive. No, they don't think that way. They don't maneuver that way. And if you've really been following Microsoft business, not Microsoft gaming, Microsoft business, that's how they've been doing it. Okay, it is what it is. So, at the end of the day, I feel like Microsoft is going to make this available. Let's do a quick rundown. I feel like Microsoft is going to. You may not hear about this announcement in this year. Maybe you probably hear about this announcement later on in 2023. But I feel like you're going to hear an announcement saying that, hey, look, we're going to honor the contract that Activision, that Activision signed with Sony. We're going to finish that contract out. All right. You're going to hear an announcement about that. And I feel like around 2023, around in that timeline, you're going to get Call of Duty for everybody for 2023. Now, I feel like 2024 is the sticking point. And I feel like you're going to hear an announcement around that time or earlier or late in 2023 that, hey, look, we know that Activision will make this purchase, Activision and Blizzard. We know that just by itself, just alone, we're making tons of money if we just continue to do what they were doing when they had the corporation, meaning continuing to have it on smartphones, like Candy Crush. Candy Crush is huge on Apple as well as Android, tablets, PC. Everyone loves Candy Crush. I'm not a huge fan of Candy Crush. That's neither here nor there. That's a personal decision. All right. They're going to say, look, just this move alone, we're going to make more money if we just continue to do it that way. But for the people out there that have Game Pass, you can get Call of Duty with your subscription. So I advise and urge anybody to get Game Pass. If you have an Xbox console and you still haven't purchased Game Pass, there's no real need to say, well, I don't need Game Pass. You have to have Game Pass if you want to play Call of Duty. Same thing with PC. All right. Um, but for the people that are buying this game for $70 and with the season pass, the DLC, the Call of Duty points, if y'all want to continue to do it that way, even though it's much more expensive for you guys, on top of buying PlayStation, oh shoot, what is PlayStation called? PlayStation Plus. Y'all want to continue to do it's not PlayStation Plus. It's like PlayStation Line. I forgot what they call PlayStation over there, the yearly thing. If y'all want to continue to do it that way, that's fine. Even though it's more affordable for you guys to just get Game Pass. But if y'all want to continue doing it that way, that's fine. That pleases the retail outlets such as GameStop, such as Best Buy, such as Walmart. And Microsoft has a great relationship with those corporations. They're not going to abandon those corporations and make a move on a personal decision. They're going to continue to have that great relationship and let them know that Call of Duty, you get, if you want to buy it as a disc or digital at those outlets, you can still do it, even though it sells more on PlayStation, and they're going to abide by that as well too. And a lot of people are going to say, "Oh man, why did they buy this if they're going to still allow it to be on all platforms?" Because they bought it because it's it's a money printing machine. Let's just talk about Activision. Forget Blizzard. Let's talk about Activision. That's a money printing machine, guys. A money printing machine. So, yeah, they're not. If and I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think Phil Spencer or anyone from Microsoft is going to say at this point, well, you know what? If you're a gamer, it's cheaper just to get it off the Game Pass, and then you have other games you can play. It's cheaper that way, folks. And you don't have to buy a $70 game. They're not going to say that. They're just going to say, however you want to game, this is how they're going to spin it. This is how they're going to spin it. It just came in my head. Gamers, however you want to game, either by Game Pass or by disc or by digital, we have Call of Duty. So you can get it from the Microsoft store, or you can get it from other services. You can still get it from the retail centers. However you want to game, you can still enjoy Call of Duty because we have Call of Duty. And they're going to spin it that way. And they're going to encourage people to get Game Pass. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. Okay? And it makes, to me, and like I said, I'm just guesstimating. And I said it earlier in this live stream. I'm guesstimating. All right? I'm not 100% sure how they're going to do this. But my logical guess is when it's all said and done, Call of Duty is still going to remain on other platforms that don't have or utilize the Game Pass app or the service. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, that put Microsoft in a better position and in a better spot. Because remember, there was an article, I believe it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they was talking about how Phil Spencer was talking to Sony as the possibility of having Game Pass on Sony platforms. I don't know if he was talking to someone from Sony, or if he was talking in an interview that he has no issue of Game Pass being on Nintendo or Game Pass being on a Sony platform. I think it was an interview. He has no issue with it, but let's just be real and be honest. He would love to see the day where Game Pass is on a Sony platform, because traditionally Sony sells more systems than Xbox, and Nintendo gives them a run for their money. But in other words, he has no problem of having Game Pass on Sony and Nintendo platforms. Has no issue with that. He would love in a perfect world, he would love that. But you know what the next best thing to do if you can't get Game Pass on those other consoles, you know what the next best thing to do? They just did it, folks, a couple of days ago. Let's just acquire the most popular game in gaming history. A game that prints money, a game that people play by the boatloads. Let's just purchase that corporation. We control the destiny of Game Pass, no pun intended. And now, theoretically, we have Minecraft on PlayStation. That's on Game Pass. It's also on PlayStation. And now we got Call of Duty. Now, a lot of people are talking about, well, I can see a possibility of Call of Duty story and the multiplayer, the traditional Call of Duty games, being on Game Pass, but they'll make Warzone available everywhere. I can see a possibility like that, but that's not going to make them the most money. If we're all just guesstimating, I'm guesstimating something that's going to make them the most money. And what's going to make them the most money is the proposal I drew up, which is, you can get this game from Game Pass, or if you want to buy the disc, you can go to a retail store and buy it from disc, or you can get it digital. We're still getting that money. We're getting all of that money. We're not getting a cut of that money. We're not getting a chunk of that. We're not getting a small chunk of that money. We're getting all of that money. So, there was another thing I wanted to tell you guys. I had it in my head while I was talking, and I forgot. I apologize. It'll probably come to me because I had another proposal, and it just look. You just have to follow the money, and it makes logical sense for Microsoft. It makes it makes logical sense. It makes them the most money. It all arrows pointing this direction. I understand a lot of people, and a lot of you guys are fans of whatever console you are a fan of, and you want Microsoft to make a decision off of your personal interest, making it exclusive so that PlayStation gamers won't be able to play it, so that Nintendo gamers won't be able to play it. Here's a point I want to make to you guys. Sony and Nintendo was doing fine even without Call of Duty. More so Nintendo. Nintendo really don't. They try to get the Call of Duty franchise on their consoles, but they don't really move heaven and hell. I mean, they don't really care at the end of the day that Call of Duty makes it on a Nintendo platform. They really don't. Okay. Sony, Xbox back in the day was making exclusive deals to get the DLC 30 days earlier before any other console. They made that a popular thing, and Sony did the same thing as well. And then Microsoft said to themselves, why are we giving Activision so much money just to get the DLCs 30 days early when people are buying this game anyway? They're still buying the DLC. It's not really moving the needle, and they decided not to encourage that. And Sony got the exclusive license this time around. Okay, and the reason why they got it this time around because Microsoft's saying to themselves, "We're wasting money, fam. We got the game here, and people are willing to wait to try out the new maps. So why go through all this stuff? Let's just let Sony waste their own money." And that's what Sony pretty much did. And really, in actuality, and I feel like Sony saw the tea leaves coming, and they said to themselves, let's just hurry up and get this exclusive license done, because if the day comes where Microsoft buys Activision, we at least have Call of Duty for another 2 to 3 years before they make a decision on whether or not to make it exclusive or not. And that also proves the theory and the point that, you know, Sony secretly, I wouldn't call it secretly, but they have been hiring people that used to make the Call of Duty games. They have been hiring them, and now they're low key creating a game for Sony gamers. And I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.
Woo. Leon come next week.